This is for all the entrepreneurs out there and people that tend to just end up doing things on their own for whatever reason. A lot of times it's because, we feel like we can't get any help. We can't get people to do what we would do if we were in their position to help support our business, to help support whatever initiative it is that we're working on. And I find myself in this position a lot. And what I tend to do is just say, you know what, never mind, I'll just do it on my own. But when I try to do it on my own, and I say try because I really mean the word try, that's all you're doing. You're not getting it done. You don't have the capacity, bandwidth. You don't have the time. You don't have the effort to accomplish or to handle every single task. And what we end up doing is we limit ourselves based on what we can do just ourselves. This is when the switch for me has to turn from I can do something on my own to becoming a better leader, to becoming a better team player, to becoming somebody that can delegate responsibilities and build up those other people that you're delegating those duties to eventually give the best version that you would, provide. But then it goes even better because they're able to concentrate on just that task alone. It's going to take us releasing some of the power, some of the control, and giving that up can be tough. But what I'm realizing is that a lot of times when we say things like, I can't find anybody to do it, or if it was me, I would just do this, or it's because of our laziness. And it's not laziness in a sense of, I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to get it done, I'm not a self-starter, I'm not inspired, I'm not motivated. It's not that laziness. It's the laziness in being willing to adjust your position, being willing to adjust our role in order to have a better outcome. Just when it comes to it, we desire all these different things, but how do we expect to get these things by just doing it on our own? First and foremost, want to give a huge shout out to everybody that continues to tap in with us, like and subscribe and join our community. If you haven't already, please make sure that you do. We look forward to engaging in some dope combo with you that can help us all elevate. So like, subscribe, and maybe even share the video if you're feeling real generous. On that note, we'll let you get back to the video. See you soon. The people that are successful, they're the people that are able to build up people with them along the way. So therefore they have an entire team, not just one person. And y'all know how that works with a mastermind, with a team. You're always going to be able to accomplish greater things when you have a group of people working on the same page rather than just one person. So I say all that to say this. I know I mentioned earlier, but I didn't elaborate on it, that we see other people and we judge other people through the lens of, well, if I was them. You're not them. They're not you. And especially if you're looking at it from an entrepreneurial standpoint, a lot of times most people are not entrepreneurs. There's a reason why most people aren't entrepreneurs. There's a reason why the majority of people work for the minority of people, because the minority of people are willing to do certain things that other people may not be willing to do, willing to take certain risks that other people are not willing to take, and are skilled enough and determined enough and humble in a lot of ways enough, because you get to a point where you got to show some humility to the points that we were talking on in the beginning of the message. But for the same reasons why these people are not entrepreneurs, we have to look at it and judge them accordingly, and not judge from a sense of you're good or bad, but judge how to bring out the best in that person, especially people that say that they're willing to help us. A lot of times we have to judge accordingly to how this person can best help me. How can I adjust my approach to this person so they can best help me? And the approach is not just how you speak to somebody, but it's how you give directions. For me, and for a lot of other people who have to wear a lot of hats, it may be enough to just say, hey, I got to get this done, and then people figure it out on their own. For other people, they may need specific instruction. Why? Because that's what they've been dealing with in their 9-to-5s. That's what they've been dealing with their whole lives. They go to school, they get specific instructions, right? You don't have to think on your own. You do exactly what the teacher asks, the professor asks. Then when it comes to the 9-to-5, you're doing what your boss tells you to do. what your manager tells you to do. It's very specific. You know exactly what the goal is. They try to, in a lot of ways, they try to take as much thought out of the process. In some ways, now that could be good or bad, but perhaps us adjusting our mindset to that can work in our advantage, and it can work towards everybody's advantage. So, and the reason why I say towards everybody, because you want it to be mutually beneficial. You don't want to use people. It should be an exchange in value that's mutual. So when you look at these situations, to make sure that you're getting an exchange in value, perhaps you have to be very specific and very intentional with the things that we're asking. Excuse the, it is what it is. They're doing the landscaping, but we have to be very intentional with the things that we ask people to do. Map it out. Make it as simple as possible. Make it so a child can understand it. Because most people are used to taking specific directions, not used to figuring out on their own. It's just not a skill that they rely on often. So therefore, we can't rely on them to do it just for us when that's not something that they've been doing. Use their skill set to your advantage as well as to their advantage, so you can have a mutually beneficial setup. Be specific. Hey, can you call this amount of people and ask them A, B, and C? I even wrote out, exactly what you could say to them. These are the answers that I'm looking to get. So therefore, and then explain to them why you need it, why it's important. So then it'll make sense to them why they're asking certain questions, or why they may be emailing certain people and how they can respond. Or, hey, can you accomplish this specific task? Not, oh, damn, I'm overwhelmed. I need help with everything. I don't get help from anybody. We've all done all that complaining. Stop bitching. That's what I tell myself. Stop bitching and figure out a way to become a better leader. Figure out a way to become a better captain, a better, whatever it is that you want to put on it, a better manager. Figure out a way to lead people and to inform people and to empower people, because that's what's going to ultimately lead to us getting this level of success, or us having whatever success we can possibly dream of. So I just wanted to share it with you guys as I'm dealing with it in real time. And it's funny because I know in my personal situation, the person that I'm thinking about, they will say, hey, just give me tasks, just give me tasks. And for me, I'm like, I already gave you tasks, but it's not really tasks that I gave them. I just gave them the idea of it, because for me, that's all I need to execute on. But they're not in my brain, and it's not their business. They don't work on it 24/7, or think about it 24/7 like I may. They're not there, so we can't expect them to be there. So therefore, why don't we be the ones to adjust? If we're able to adjust, why don't we adjust, especially from a leadership standpoint? If we want people to follow, sometimes we got to adjust, especially if we need their help. And we need to empower them to play different roles to the best of their ability so the overall team can win. So let's make some adjustments. Let's be super intentional with providing tasks to our people, our friends, our community, our village, our tribe, whatever it may be. So that way they can help us with whatever it is that we have going on. And the more we explain it and the more detailed they understand of the why they're doing certain things, we're also going to be able to attach that directly to the success that comes the business's way, so they know that they are playing a vital role and making a huge impact in the business becoming more successful. So these are just my thoughts. Of course, as always, y'all, leave your opinions on it. I'm sure you can give some perspective that's going to allow me to grow in this area and maybe allow me to see things a little bit differently than I may currently be seeing them. So as always, like, subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate y'all tapping in. Please continue to do so, and please continue to just support the channel, give your feedback, and give us different perspectives. That's how we're all going to learn. That's how we're all going to grow. Dude just stepped on some shit. He just stepped on that. People need to curb it. Pick up after your dogs, man. And this is another thing I'm talking. You think that common sense is common, but sometimes you got to break it down and be specific. All right, that's what we're talking about in this video. So the concept applies. If that was me, I would have found the nearest blade of grass or something, rug that I could wipe that off on, because he just attracting it now everywhere he goes. Probably gonna have it back in the crib. But to each their own. Like I said, like, subscribe, blast this out if you're feeling real generous, and let me know if you got some value from it, if you're going through it, and certain things that you may do to overcome these challenges and obstacles in order to be successful. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.